Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies to same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Ryan Unger. Ryan Unger is a certified personal trainer and the founder and CEO of the franchise Epic Health and Fitness. Epic Fitness is a new and improved breed in the gym, health, and fitness clubs industry, including all the benefits of both a private gym and a large gym while offering a comfortable membership rate, rare equipment, and diverse yet approachable atmosphere. Their goal is to change people's view on fitness so that it becomes part of who they are and their lifestyle. Ryan worked as a trainer for many years and turned his passion into his own business. He is truly an expert in his field and has built a successful business from the ground up. Well, good afternoon, Ryan. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Brian. Thanks for having me.
You bet. I appreciate you jumping on. I love doing podcasts. I'm doing a slew of them today. But it's just so good to actually meet somebody that's really passionate about what they do in their life. And as you as an entrepreneur know that. But Ryan, we're going to jump right into these questions here. You've got quite the career in fitness, franchise as a senior executive, and now you're the founder and CEO of Epic Health and Fitness. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. I guess the easiest way to put it is my career growth has been as successful as it has because of what inspires me, and they kind of lead to each other hand in hand. I've always had a strong passion for health and fitness and personal development, which has always made me also very career orientated. I've wanted to move up in business, learn as much as I can, absorb as much as I can. And I've had a lot of opportunity to do that and work with just amazing mentors, managers, and executives above me to kind of give me their experience before them. I've always been what I feel is really good at applying what they've learned and also what they've done wrong so that I can kind of avoid that sort of thing. But ultimately, my career growth that led me to Epic Health and Fitness and founding that really came from an injury I had with a business I owned. I had a property maintenance company and tore my Achilles tendon. And in recovery from that, I ended up picking up kind of a part-time job at Epic at a bigger box gym. And that actually kind of got my juices flowing with personal training. I had a certification for quite some time, but never tried to make any money with it. I really just took the class to learn more about it personally. And so I took on that and was able to move up through the company fairly quickly because it was a lot of personal trainers trying to run a business instead of managers and people in a business sense trying to manage people. So I moved up quite quickly into a personal trainer management role, and then from there into a gym management role, and then within about 6 months, a district management role. And it was able to implement some sales techniques across the entire franchise. So after a little while doing that, I realized that I kind of had outgrown that space, and it was a much bigger type of gym than I wanted, and it took me too far away from the individual members themselves. So I didn't really feel like I could share that passion as much because I was kind of back in the cubicle as I was with a lot of my finance type of companies. So I went to the drawing board and kind of came up with the designs of Epic Health and Fitness, where it was more of a mid-sized gym where we could still offer a lot of things that the bigger gyms could offer, but keep the membership a little more exclusive so that we could really pay attention to people and help them out. So my passion for fitness and my desire for personal growth kind of melted into the same thing. And here we are today.
I love that story. It's, you always find something that just it's a point in your life. You had that injury, and then you found something that, just wasn't working for you and you wanted to go back to what you really loved. And I love these stories. Our audience loves these stories. So thank you again. And so this is interesting, Ryan, because we're going to jump into this other question here about the pandemic, right? In your business, brick and mortar, I know it was tough, but what was the single biggest business decision you had to make during the first year of the pandemic? And how different is your business strategy today?
Well, that's a great question. And I get that a lot personally because of gyms were particularly hard hit with the pandemic because of the quarantine and having to close down for quite a while. So really the certain uncertainty that surrounded how long we were going to be closed, what the requirements were going to be when we reopened, all that was kind of forcing our hand to make certain decisions that were kind of taking us away from our original strategy. But where we were actually really fortunate is because we have a mid-sized gym. Our typical gym is around 10,000 square feet, but an exclusive membership where we have typically around 1,000 members at a location. We've never really had the overcrowding that a lot of gyms have. So our members have always been able to get social distancing, and with a lower number of members and a higher level of attention to cleanliness, which we always had, we were able to keep the place sanitized and people feeling safe and comfortable with that. So it didn't change a lot as far as what we had to do differently. Now, where we had to focus was spending more time and attention to help people feel comfortable coming in, so that they knew we weren't overcrowded, so that they knew we were the kind of gym that put members first and made sure that things were always cleaned and that were safe. Really, that was the biggest thing that we really had to focus on. But as far as main decisions, it was really just, staying the course of what we had already done and sticking with it. And we actually came out really, really well out of the quarantine. I mean, we really couldn't have asked for much more because we had the type of members we targeted all along that were really dedicated to the gym before the pandemic. So when they got out of quarantine, man, they were itching to get back into the gym. They really couldn't wait. So when we reopened our doors, they came flooding back in. And some of the other gyms, unfortunately, that didn't survive the quarantine and being shut down for a couple of months that we were here in Florida, when they went out of business, we got a huge influx of their members. So we actually came out of the quarantine a little bit better than most, just because we were able to pick up even more members than we had previously. And the reputation for what we had gotten around enough to where people felt safe coming back to it. So we really didn't have to change a whole lot. We just had to really hunker down and make sure we did everything we held true to before. And it's worked out for us great so far.
That's awesome. And I love a success story like that, especially in a time as tough as it was during the lockdown for the brick and mortars. So Ryan, question we have, this is a technology platform, but we like to ask, are you leveraging any new or emerging technologies within your business? And if not, maybe there's a cool tool or app that you find useful.
Well, yeah, we actually try to take advantage of a little bit of both of that. We're always kind of keeping our eye out for the newest, latest, greatest thing in fitness. With us personally, two things that we've taken on this year at our locations are the first one, an Evolution Nutrition app. It's actually a nutrition app that we give to the members of our gym that certified and licensed nutrition specialists will write meal plans and macros and meal programs for our members so that all their dietary needs are being met. And the great thing about this is that, not everyone is certainly qualified to speak to everybody about different types of meal plans. And there's so many different dietary needs these days with gluten allergies and insulin resistance and you name it. There's a million different things people have with their food. But the truth is you cannot train a bad diet. So it's a huge strength that we have the ability to get all of our members at least the access to the information. Now, whether they eat it or not, that's up to them. That's the tough part about it. But certainly the app makes it to where they can log in, see what foods they should be eating, portions they should be eating, and they can update it. They can switch out foods based on, things that they prefer to eat, as long as they stay within the same nutrition profile. And it's been really helpful there. The second piece of technology we're taking advantage of that we're really, really excited about is we started using the InBody 570 body composition analyzer. And this is a medical grade body composition analyzer that will tell just a slew of information to our members that makes it so we really know if they're making progress. It'll track their total body fat, their total body weight, skeletal muscle mass, their segmented fat analysis, their water weight, their extracellular water weight, as well as their resting metabolic rate. So we can actually track if people are seeing the results. If they think they've lost a couple of pounds and it turns out it's water, we know something's not working. If they've gained a couple of pounds and they think it's fat, we see that's water. We know that happens. So it actually allows us to make real-time good decisions on either nutrition or training, so that the people are really getting the results they want to get. And it's an amazing machine that tracks through the whole history of the person using the InBody. So it's a great way that we're going to be able to really, really help our members get to those goals.
I love that. And again, we do focus on technology here on this platform, and I'm always curious to see what's new and what's emerging out there. And I love this, that you're applying this to help your clients. So Ryan, last question here for you. Can you share something from your career experience that would be helpful for those looking to grow their career in either leadership or entrepreneurship.
Want to lose up to 15% of your body weight? Fridays helps you achieve lasting weight loss. We combine GLP-1 medication with nutritional coaching, mental health support, and fitness plans tailored just for you, all included in one monthly price. At Fridays, one price, every month, all doses, and everything is included. Getting started is simple. Take our quiz and get connected with a provider to start your journey. Fridays is certified by LegitScript, so you know the medications are produced safely by accredited pharmacies. Check us out on Trustpilot with over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Save $100 off any plan when you start your weight loss journey today. Visit joinfridays.com and use code FRIDAYS100. That's joinfridays.com, code FRIDAYS100. Joinfridays.com, code FRIDAYS100. Medications will only be prescribed by a licensed clinician if deemed medically appropriate after a thorough consultation. Results are not guaranteed and may vary by individual. Compounded products are not FDA approved or evaluated by the FDA for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Please visit our website for important drug safety information.
Well, this is something that I think was really helpful for me personally. I had the opportunity to try several different fields and different industries. I started off in sales, got into finance, got into banking, owned a couple of my own businesses in different types of industries. I owned a restaurant in Key West that I loved. It was very successful. It was a lot of work and it was a great time. I owned the property maintenance company and now the gym. And what I'll say is that the best thing about having multiple industries that you've had experience in at different levels. I worked everything from the very bottom to the very top on each one of those, and having the different options and the experiences of the forward-facing jobs like the sales and customer service and the restaurant really let me see that I loved working with people. And then when I went to the bank and got more in the cubicle and was kind of behind closed doors or shuffling paperwork with finance and insurance, started realizing that I loved the challenge of the daily tasks of making numbers work, but I needed something in between that. And I find that owning my own business kind of gives me, almost really forces me to have both of those options. It's really important to have that customer service aspect as well as to be able to be forward facing and really meet your customer head on and make a good relationship with them, as well as being able to get the back of the house done as well. You have to have the paperwork in line and you have to know what you're doing on that side of it. So really, for me personally, having the experience of multiple industries led me down to the road where I am now. And it kind of showed me what I wanted to get out of my own business, as well as what I wanted to do, something long-term for the rest of my life and really put all my efforts into.
That's awesome. And I just recently had another guest on the show that traversed many verticals, many different industries, and that breadth of experience and that diversity of experience really honed in his skill and he was able to be very successful in his space. So I appreciate you sharing that. And Ryan, it was a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Yeah, I definitely look forward to it. Thanks, Brian.
Bye for now.
At RX Bar, they believe in simple nutrition without the BS. That's why they said no to artificial ingredients and yes to deliver intentional, transparent nutrition. Try their original 12-gram protein bar, the nut butter and oat bar, or minis. RX Bar, the proud sponsor of No BS. Use code RXBAR on rxbar.com for 25% off. Subject to full terms and conditions and to change. Valid until September 30, 2025, and may not be combined with other offers. See rxbar.com for full details and limitations.